Hi everyone, it's Aaron here from Zero to Fit Pro and welcome to today's podcast. Now, before we get started, this is the third time I have tried to run this podcast and unfortunately the software so often cuts out. But there may be a tiny delay, so please hold out for that and I apologize. It's just the world we live in. Everyone's using technology now, so I think everything slows down a little bit. So it's only a few seconds delay sometimes, if it happens at all. All right. But today I wanted to talk about becoming an online personal trainer because this is something I'm seeing time and time again. Now, obviously at Zero to Fit Pro, we help qualify personal trainers and then we help you develop a personal training business at the end. Okay. Because I was sick of seeing people qualify and then never actually use their qualification to the best of their ability to give them the life they wanted and to help the amount of people that they wanted to. Because there's one thing that this job really gives us, and that is huge job satisfaction. There's nothing better than when someone tells me or says thank you to me, the results they've got and how better they feel now and the difference it has in their life. And that's really why I love doing what I do. And I just know that's the same for everybody else. But people aren't getting that opportunity to do so because they're getting caught out by so many twinkly stars like, oh, I can be an online trainer and that'll work really well, I'll make loads of money and not work very many hours. And currently right now, you probably get hammered on social media by gurus and everything telling you how you can live the top lifestyle, living on a beach. Well, maybe not now, but living on a beach somewhere, training people online and not having to work very many hours at all, making millions, making six figures here and there or seven figures here or there. And unfortunately, what's the correct saying? If it sounds too good to be true, chances are it probably is. And that is always the case. Okay. Look, I'm not saying that there isn't the odd occasional person who storms through having qualified, becomes an online trainer, can absolutely dominate it. And I know people who've become online trainers who've never been face-to-face trainers. Whether I agree with that or not, I feel that everyone who delivers any form of training or nutrition and things like that should be qualified to some level. There are people in this world who don't have any qualifications at all in doing it, and I don't agree with it. But they've made a success out of it. Now, the problem being, and this is why I want to do this podcast, is people qualify as personal trainers and then get stuck straight into online training. Now, as I've just mentioned, don't agree with that. Mostly because you don't have the experience, you don't have the knowledge or know-how how to communicate with someone and do it effectively enough to give them a great result. Also, you've got no experience of what actually works, how you actually train people, how you take a client from rock bottom beginner to advanced training person who loses loads of weight and trains using heavy weights or whatever it is you do. You don't even know what type of client you want or what problems they're facing. So you don't know how to combat their problems before they even get to it. So there's loads of different things. So this isn't going to be a really, really hour-long podcast. I just want to make it short and informative. And it doesn't just end here, by the way, but I believe that all people who qualify as personal trainers should first hone their skills as a one-to-one trainer. There's so many lessons you learn when you're training people one-to-one. So many lessons. And if you do that in the very beginning, you can quickly get over those problems, those initial teething issues that you'll have, and do it really quickly without any interruption at all. You're training one person, you make one mistake, you can quickly combat that and fix the issue. Instead of training people, let's say you're really successful and you get hundreds of people online, you then make a mistake. That's 100 people who are going to be a bit peeved that you've made this mistake. And that could be something so fatal as injuring someone by giving the wrong information or something like that. So it's very important that you hone your skills as a one-to-one trainer and make yourself the best possible expert in that field before you move on to online. All right? Because just to be honest, and I'll tell you my story in a second, being an online trainer isn't any easier than being a face-to-face trainer. The problems, there was that cut out again. So it's going to annoy me to death. But as I was saying, the problems you face as an online trainer are the same as the problems you'll face as a face-to-face trainer. but you can quickly solve issues face to face quite easily, and so that's where you need to start. Now, as a personal trainer, let's get over some myths first. There's a thing that people do when they start as a personal trainer, and they misconstrue the word personal. And for a lot of the time, they spend time writing programs, individual training programs for every single person. And I don't believe this is the correct way to manage your time effectively and actually do a good job. If you ever, and maybe some of you